Today we're going to be taking an exclusive first look at all 3 new legendary gems coming to Diablo Immortal in the next update. Let's go.
We also have a new legendary gem coming out that we're sure you're going to want to chase called Coil. The new gem is going to be dramatically increasing your survivability in PvP.
So I had a lot of questions yesterday from you guys regarding the new legendary gem that was mentioned in the developers patch video, and we're going to be talking about these legendary gems today. So there are going to be 3 new legendary gems with this update. As always, we're going to get a new 5-star, a new 2-star and a new 1-star gem. So the values for each of these is at rank 10. So the information I'm giving you is at rank 10 for each of these gems. However, as always, this information is subject to change, so some of the numbers may differ slightly when they actually launch in game. This is often the case. Sometimes there's fine tuning still to happen in between the patch notes being released and obviously it going live in game. So starting off, taking a look at Coil 5-star gem. When you deal damage, you have a chance to haunt the enemy for 6 seconds. Haunting an enemy while in offensive stance will cause them to take increased damage from you, and haunting them while in defensive stance causes them to deal reduced damage to you. Additionally, haunted enemies will unleash blasts every 2 seconds, dealing damage to surrounding enemies. Enemies hit by multiple blasts within 2 seconds take reduced damage from subsequent hits. Cannot haunt the same enemy more than once every 20 seconds. So this relies on your combat stance. So for those that are unsure, your red combat stance is your offensive and your green combat stance is your defensive. Now, this is the first 5-star gem of its kind where we've seen something that is actually going to rely on which combat stance you're using. So the effect from this gem will rely obviously whether you're using the offensive or defensive stance, which I think is really interesting. I actually like the concept of this, and on paper it looks a lot stronger than what I thought from what was mentioned yesterday in the developers video. So I'm actually really excited for this, and it's definitely a gem that I may consider for PvP. I definitely think this could be super strong in PvP, and it'd be interesting to see the results of how it actually works. So definitely one that I want to test there. Up next, we have a 2-star gem, Fading Nostrum. When you take damage, you become warded for 6 seconds, reducing the damage you take from continual damage effects and increasing your chance to block projectiles. Cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds. So this again is another defensive gem, potentially could be really nice again in PvP, and this is going to reduce the damage you take from continual damage effects. So that'll be things like your burn, bleed, poison. Really interesting to see what that'll be like. That could be again really strong as a defensive gem. So it depends if you want to go in with more of a defensive build. If you're someone that maybe plays support builds, these could work really nicely for you in PvP. And lastly, we have the new 1-star gem, Mountain Toe. Critical resistance is increased and critical hit damage taken is reduced. So those critical hits won't hit you as hard, and your resistance is going to be increased as well. So again, another defensive gem. All 3 of these potentially would be amazing in PvP if you want a little bit more defense, maybe for classes like Wizard. These could potentially work really nicely. Wizard is one of the only classes that doesn't really have any kind of defensive skills anymore after Ice Armor was nerfed into the ground. So I'm definitely interested to test some of these out. Let me know your thoughts on these, if you're going to be trying any of these, if you're going to go for the 5-star gem, 2-star gem or 1-star, or if you're going to skip them completely. I know some people prefer more of an aggressive play style. I myself really enjoy playing an aggressive play style. However, having these defensive gems could work really nicely, and I actually like the idea of Coil with the fact that it's offensive and defensive, and the fact that it relies again on your combat stance, because I'm someone that does change my combat stance regularly in PvP. 2 wizard combat stances are actually really nice. I really like how they work, and I do swap between both of them, especially in battlegrounds. So this Coil, in my opinion, could be really strong. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so definitely let me know. And obviously I'll have more information on the coming updates in my next video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Official Diablo Partner.